for most organizations, the sales pipeline is the most critical tool that they use relative to managing their revenues. And, we all tend to use it in the same way. We set up multiple stages and we have activities attended to each stage. And as our prospects complete those activities and matriculate through the pipeline, that's how we make our projections, right? Since we have, X amount of revenue in this stage, this is what we're going to close this quarter. And that has some value for the sales leader in terms of working with their sales team, and it gives them a better insight into the activity of the sales reps and helps them understand where some remediation might be. But in terms of projecting revenues, I've been in enough board meetings where there have been downside surprises on what we told the revenues were going to be and what the revenues actually were based on the pipeline to think that it's not really a great way for a founder or a CEO to understand how the revenues are coming in. So I suggest a different way to think about the pipeline and to build this into your sales and marketing culture. It's really simple. I want 50% of whatever the revenues I need for the quarter, whatever I budgeted for that quarter, I want 50% in the final diligence stages. We're redlining contracts, we're going through T's and C's. These are deals that are going to close within the next 30 days. And then the remaining 50%, I want 3x of that in the pipeline that I can look at and say, okay, the other half of what I need for this quarter is going to come from these deals. And so, simple math. If I've got $1 million budget target for revenue target for a quarter, I want $500,000 that is in that final diligence stage, and I know is going to close within 30 days, no surprises. And then for the other $500,000, I want $1.5 million in the pipeline that I can look at and say, okay, the remainder of what we need for this quarter is going to come from these deals. And the way that usually breaks out is, 1/3 of that 1.5 million, $500,000 does close. Another 500,000 pushes to be the deals that you get in the first 30 days of the next quarter, and then the final 500,000 goes to long-term nurture or lost deals. And once you have that certainty around your pipeline, you're able to sleep at night. Now, the hard truth is we can't just blink our eyes and make that happen. It generally takes about 2 full quarters to get the team aligned around those goals and objectives where you can start having that type of certainty around your pipeline. But it is something that you definitely want to build into the culture. Talk to your marketing folks and say, these are the objectives for 6 months from now. How are we going to get there? And also build that into the sales team's fabric where they know that this is what the goals are, and this is how we're going to start to think about the pipeline from this point forward. So very simple. Half the pipeline, half the revenue numbers for a particular quarter are going to close within the first 30 days, and then the other half, you have 3x of that in the pipeline that you'll be able to pull from to meet your remaining targets for those quarters. Build that into your fabric. It'll help you sleep at night.